decided to send a couple of raggedy dressed Mexicans inside Home Depot with an American Express black card. What did you expect? I'm sure the girl looked at the name on the card and knew that neither Jose nor Manuel had the last name Gibson.
Completely unnecessary, what you're doing right now.
That is not racism. It's fraud prevention. Being the most dangerous commentary show on Beyonce's internet comes with its own set of challenges. YouTube time and time again refuses to promote our videos because we have very controversial takes on extremely sensitive subjects. So chances are, if you stumbled on this clip by accident, you'll never get to see our content again unless you hit that subscribe button. It only takes 1 second. But either way, we're glad you're here. And now, back to the clip. There is not a day that goes by where one liberal or another comes on television to demand stricter gun control. A gun indeed in the wrong hands brings nothing but havoc. However, I come in front of the congregation today to demand control of a far deadlier weapon. A weapon so powerful that its shrapnel obliterates everything in its path. And that weapon is the race card. Accusations of racism can instantly ruin a career, destroy families, make you a social pariah in good society, amongst many other ramifications. Hence why it is not only imperative, but critical for the survival of all that is good and holy to ensure that such a weapon is kept out of the hands of irresponsible owners. Owners like movie star Tyrese Gibson, who is now suing Home Depot for $1 million. Why, may you ask? Because he felt discriminated against after he sent his contractors into the store to make a purchase with his credit card, and the 17-year-old cashier demanded to see identification. Just see the segregationist receipts.
Can you please include that information? I was just there. I just walked. I was just in your store, ma'am. If you're going to talk to your manager, tell your manager the truth. I was just in the store, and I gave my guys my credit card in front of your staff and team member, and I walked off. Don't say that I'm not there with no ID. You can pull up the cameras. I was there 5 minutes ago. This is completely unnecessary, what you're doing right now. I'm not answering what? Ma'am, should I have the CEO of Home Depot to call you tomorrow? Because he's my neighbor.
Sir, you decided to send a couple of raggedy dressed Mexicans inside Home Depot with an American Express black card. What did you expect? I'm sure the girl looked at the name on the card and knew that neither Jose nor Manuel had the last name Gibson. That is not racism. It's fraud prevention. And how insecure of a man do you have to be to name drop on a 17-year-old girl? You're going to call the CEO of Home Depot? What thing to say. But let's even assume that Edward Decker really is your neighbor. What exactly do you plan on saying on this phone call? You're going to burden this extremely busy man by tattletelling on a teenager that works in one of his thousands of stores? All because she asked you for ID? You're a child. This is a clear demonstration of Tyrese's failure to pass the necessary background checks in order to own or use the race card due to mental health reasons. The man is clearly unhinged, as often evidenced by his many social media crying antics. He should be placed on a carefully monitored registry, and a bolo issued to every establishment he often frequents in order to instruct both the staff and patrons to disregard any and all accusations of racism coming from him. But see, Tyrese is not the worst of the bunch. The true unforgivable offenders are those that traffic in victimhood for a living. Like this woman, Tezlyn Figaro, who, in a demonstration of unfathomable imbecility, managed to create more black conservatives in a single interview than Donald Trump ever did from the moment he descended down that escalator. Just see the idiotic receipts.
We get it. Yeah. One moment you're complaining about the system, and the next minute you're saying the system is fair. The next minute you're saying it's not fair. So that's what I'm saying. There just seems to be a double standard on you and the system, not wanting to be accountable for a system that black people are not in charge of, by the way, of not wanting to hold both sides accountable when it comes to the system.
Do I believe Hillary was treated differently and Joe Biden treated differently than Donald Trump is being treated? Yes, I do. Is that an indictment about whether or not America is systemically racist? No, it is not. Those are
they're two totally different things.
Yes,
you're trying to merge the two, but they're two totally different things.
I agree with you. They're two different things. No, we're agreeing. We're agreeing. They're two different things. We're agreeing.
No, we're agreeing that two different things. We're not agreeing that there's not systematic racism because we're not in charge of the system, sir. In case you
all right. Can we?
Black people have never been in charge of any system.
Well, actually, we have been. Take Baltimore.
No, we've never been in charge of any system.
May I finish?
Tell me, what financial system are black people in charge of? What healthcare system are black people in charge of? What government system are black people in charge of?
I'm about ready to tell you.
What prison system are black people in charge?
I'm about ready to tell you.
I'm not talking about mayors. I already know that talking point, sir. I go on Fox News all the time as well. So let's not go there with that. I said, what system have we created? Have we implemented that we have been in charge of? Name one.
Is this why you don't like talking to black women, Larry Elder?
Wow. Baltimore. Freddie Gray a few years ago.
No. That's mayors. I'm not talking. I said system.
I'm going to tell you about this system if you allow me to finish my point.
I'm not talking about somebody elected and doing a job, sir. I asked, what system did we create? What financial system?
Okay, let's talk about the system of one of the largest. Thank you. One of the systems of one of the largest cities in America, Baltimore. Freddie Gray died in police custody a few years ago. The mayor was black. The head of the police department was black. Number two.
It's not in charge of the system, but go ahead.
Number two person in charge of the police department was black. All of city council, Democrats, majority black.
Still not in charge of the system.
Wow.
That's a position.
6 officers charged, 3 of them were black. A judge before whom 2 of the officers tried their case, found him not guilty, was black.
Still not in charge of the system.
The city intendant of public schools was black. The county superintendent of public schools is black. The attorney general at the time, Loretta Lynch, is black, as was the president of the United States, was black. And yet,
still not in charge of the system. So I asked you a simple question, sir.
Well, Wanda Sykes said when Barack Obama got elected, how are you going to complain about the man when you are the man?
Man, no man. In the words of the late, great Kevin Samuels, you can't make this shit up. What this Jaeger bomb hangover of a woman is trying to pass off as political savviness is nothing more than the incoherent ramblings of a syphilitic brain. In the case of Freddie Gray, every single inch of Baltimore was ran by black people. The cops that brutalized them were black. The mayor was black. The chief of police was black. And on top of that, the attorney general and the president of the United States were also black at that time. So I'm confused as to what she is referring to when she keeps repeating the word system like a scratch CD. The system. What about the system? Well, okay. Okay, Toots, enlighten us. Who is running the system? Who? Are you referring to the World Economic Forum? Is that who you're referring to? Is running the system? Are you telling us the item number 3 on the meeting in Davos that year was the murder of some skinny black kid in Baltimore? Of course not. Because even you know how stupid you sound saying things like that. The truth is, you are a race mercenary that makes a comfortable living in this post-George Floyd era by vomiting nonsensical talking points after nonsensical talking points, because you know the moment people look behind that thin curtain you and those of your ilk hide behind, you will be out of a job. And the more you talk, the more of us peek behind said curtain. And eventually, there will be no one left to buy the racial snake oil you so zealously peddle. You, madam, are absolutely preposterous.